Well, welcome to Saturday service, y'all. Thank you for sharing what you love about one another. Thanks for sharing your sign and things of that nature. We have a really special focus point today. And today we're focusing in on quantum leaping, aligning with your highest timeline. Now, something that we talk about like frequently, basically like all the time, is that all aspects of life have equal level positive aspects as they do negative aspects. And I kind of want to like start with this. What are some of the negative aspects of quantum leaping, right? Meaning like speeding up timelines in your life to align with your ideal timeline. Go.
All of your shit explodes in your face.
Sounded inappropriate, but yes.
Like dysregulation.
Dysregulation, absolutely. What else you guys got?
Got grief.
Yeah, grief. Why does this happen in the first place? Connor, what do you think? Why does this happen?
Why does what happen?
Why? I was like, where am I? So like when we're quantum leaping, right? We set our sights on aligning with our highest timeline. And what I think a lot of you guys are aware of is like shit can actually begin to hit the fan, right? Things begin to fall apart. Why do you think this happens?
Because I think that when you welcome in the light, kind of shines the light on the darkness.
Yeah.
I also think that our body stores that trauma.
100%.
Our body keeps score, and so it's like when we raise up our frequency and that energy is ascending upwards, it's all coming to surface. Literally, the things that we've stored in our body.
100%. All of these things. Hi, good to see you again. All of these things, like Connor said, we're storing in the physical form. And so really what happens is like, it's really no different than like a breakup. Why do we get sad when we move on from someone that we once loved? It's because we're really moving on from an aspect of who we are and aspects of the self that caused us to feel a high level of safety. The only reason why we would ever settle in our lives in the first place is because, one, we don't think we deserve our dreams and our goals. And what we are settling for, technically the brain is going, I'm safe. But here's the harsh reality of it. Where all of y'all are going, what you are destined to create by source, the all that is, the version of you now cannot come with you to where you're going. And that's the harsh reality of it. And a lot of us are going, well, okay, am I supposed to change who I am? Absolutely not. You are remembering more of who you really are, but through that process, there is a free fall that begins to happen, right? It is no different, the analogy that I've used, a number of different times, but like if you are moving from one house to the next, a much bigger, prosperous, beautiful house, God, there's a litany of problems. I remember I was dating someone when I was 16 and she had a lot of money. And she was currently living in like this apartment with her family because there's all of this construction into her renovation into her house and all these other things. And like it took way longer than they thought. It was this huge burden in their lives because they were up leveling their physical space. And when we are looking to quantum leap in our life, meaning attract more financial abundance, attract, higher levels of health, it requires us to go all in. So I want to start with some of the bad information that I've heard out there in the world, right? What I see pretty frequently on social media, more than any other place, is this sort of like idea that it is possible to sort of, I would say, have that quick fix, like transform your life overnight. Why is that like, I don't know, how could that be harmful to your life? If you're attempting to become a millionaire overnight or have your dream career overnight, what do you guys think? You're not ready for it. You might think that you want the things that you think you want, but you may not even be ready and know even how to sustain those things into your life, right? So what happens when we start to rush the process? Okay? You have in your mind, there's an emotional imbalance that causes us to want things sooner than your true self is pulled to attract it. Okay? Again, let's just take the majority of things people value: career, money, relationship. You could be in a relationship, your dream partnership. Okay? Do you want to sit on oh, you have a blankie. You're good. Okay. Oh, wonderful. It could be your dream partnership, whatever it may be. Okay? Where was I going with this sentence?
Not ready for the transition.
Yes, you're not. That kind of helps.
Also like rushing,
Rushing, yeah. So what happens when you begin this process of rushing and going after these things that you think you want? I remember like when you have an unresolved emotional wound, it's causing you to think you want something sooner than you really desire it, okay? But what happens is, like I want to share a couple of stories that are going to kind of give you some insight, bird's eye view as to like what can begin to happen. These are smaller picture stories, but how this can manifest bigger picture. I remember when I was a kid, and we used to go like ride bikes with my brother and his friends all the time. We lived like 10 minutes from downtown area, and my brother was pretty like, he's like the guy in the neighborhood that would like, jump. Have I told this story before, Ashna? Oh, okay. Whew.
Sounds like it's going in a good direction.
Whew. So when I was 16, I had an awakening, right? Kidding.
Yeah.
So, story I tell all the time. All right. So, my brother, he had his BMX bike. He had his friends. They would film each other going off jumps. Wherever I went, I would go with my brother because he wanted his little brother with him. I would be terrified, right? I would be like not the one going off the big jumps. I'd be on the sidelines with my helmet and my mouth guard and like just shaking, and he'd be going off the big jumps with his friends, and they're filming it and making videos. And then my friend, who is my age, he would also do it with my brother. It caused me to feel like an idiot. It caused me to feel incompetent. It caused me to feel invaluable. Now I want you guys to just pause. We're going to pause here for a second. I want you to think about your own life for a second, okay? I want you to think about something that you think you want right now, but what's it really rooted in? Is it rooted in you not feeling connected with your value, you not feeling connected with your purpose, you not feeling connected with your inherent high-level brilliance, your genius, and things of that nature? I sure as heck wasn't. So one day, I was literally in front of the high school that I ended up going to, but I don't know, I was in middle school at this point, and there was this speed bump. So embarrassing. Literally a speed bump, and it had a little kick to it, and they're getting like extra air off the speed bump. So I'm like, this is my time to shine, right? I can go off a speed bump. I can get some air off a speed bump. Well, I wasn't ready. Who said you won't be ready? Was that you, Emily? Yeah, you won't be ready. I wasn't ready. I was not prepared. Okay, we talked about feeling prepared today, which is huge. It actually kind of leads us to a law that we can talk about, which is the law of preparedness, right? I was not prepared, and I was scared, and so I tried to force a quantum leap. Instead of going intuitively, I went and I was influenced by fear. I was influenced by what other people were thinking. I literally go off the speed bump, go over the handlebars, smash my face, tooth is knocked out. It's already grown in by then, okay? They go to the hospital. They put my tooth back in. I have this like big puffy face, and like literally all throughout middle school, all throughout high school, I had like a fake tooth because they had to wait till my teeth were done growing to actually put a proper implant in. So I had this tooth problem for as long as I can remember. But here's what's interesting, okay? And this sort of leads us to our second point here as to one of the blockages that actually begins to hold us back from quantum leaping. Well, there was about a 45-minute window for them to take my tooth and put it back in. They found out months later that they put my tooth in backwards, like literally reversed. Yeah. Well, why do you think that happened? She was what? She was rushed. It was her first time ever putting a tooth in. She wanted to make sure she did it within that time frame, right? So I want you guys to think about your own life. When you feel rushed to attract something in your life, and if we create our reality, what are we going to attract more of? Things that cause us to what? I love my sign language. Come on, guys, you know. Sure. If we're rushing, life is going to give us an opportunity to do the opposite, which is slow down. Absolutely. Right? And so, oh yeah, that's a huge reflection that will happen.
What?
Is that you?
So you get stuck in traffic, you'll be stuck on a slow car or something.
That's a huge one, right? I remember when I was skiing, well, I'm gonna share that story in a little bit, but I want you guys to think about your own lives here for a second, okay? I want you to think about the thing in your life that you're like, I really need to attract this thing, right? And how we do one thing is how we do all, right? And so if we are rushing to get the thing that we want, right? There's all this thing on social media that like, make quick money or do this, that, and the other. But to create a real foundation, to create something of substance out there in the world, it's to realign, it's to remember all of who you really are. And that's a bit of a free fall, right? That is a bit of a, oh my gosh, I have to let go of everything that my brain is telling me it's keeping me alive and keeping me safe. I have to literally let go of it. I have to free fall, lean into the adversity, lean into the challenges, right? But what are some of the reasons we can utilize my story or others that would cause someone to rush in the first place? What do you got? I feel like calling on you. I know, right? you, Connor. Oh, go ahead, Connor. Did you have it?
Did I cut you off?
No, I'm still.
You're processing. It's okay. Go ahead.
I'm going to say frustration with your current situation.
Yes. Beautiful. Yeah. Frustrated, resistance in regards to what's currently happening in life. And it's attempting to put, like, medication has its place. Western medicine has its place in the world. But if you are overly reliant on medication to overcome a sickness or a disease, does the sickness or disease really go anywhere if you're overly reliant on it? No, it's just you're numbing it, right? You're numbing the wound. And like Connor said, and what the question was is, why do we rush things in the first place? Like, where does that come from, right? So true. Like little Nikki on a bike, I was persuaded by my environment because I cared what other people thought, because I didn't feel valuable, I didn't feel brilliant, I didn't feel connected with all of who I really am. So you can quantum leap, you can speed up timelines. There are tools to begin that process, but there's the efficient path, and then there's the, like, life will literally, like, knock you on your butt until you realize to find an appreciation for the present moment. Now for me, I started to care a lot about what other people were thinking of me when I was a kid. So what did life give me an opportunity to do? I had this tooth that was knocked out. Kids were making fun of me at school for it. There was a couple of, like, I think like 2 weeks where they couldn't even give me a fake tooth. And I had to, like, walk around like this with my lip down because I literally had no tooth. What did it force my hand to do? Say it again? Yeah, accept myself, love myself regardless of what the outside world says, regardless of what the outside world thinks. I couldn't rely on my physical appearance, not that that was a thing at that age, but maybe subconsciously it was, right? Go ahead, Ashna. Oh, you're working through, yeah. So these things in our life, I want you guys to think about, there are these emotional imbalances, okay, that generate a feeling of rush. I need to get to where I need to be, right? That is like an animal out in the wild. Why would it rush? It doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel secure. It feels that its predator is somewhere nearby. I need to rush. I need to get out of here. But what if we were to begin to practice feeling a high level appreciation for our day-to-day life? What if we were going to begin to practice feeling an appreciation? And this is not easy, right? A lot of us were like, Nikki, I'm ready for the esoteric information, the advanced stuff. This is advanced. A lot of us know it. But are we actually integrating, like, feeling an appreciation for the traffic, right? Feeling an appreciation for when a coworker yells at us. That's not easy because there's a process, right? Sometimes, like, it's not about being grateful right away. It's about feeling your anger and getting it out of your body, and then you move through it, right? We were talking about the, what's it called? That's causing everyone to go crazy? Mercury retrograde. Shit. Has anyone been feeling chaotic during, yeah. Just us two. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah. How you feeling during Mercury retrograde? Say it again.
Since I turned 30, I've kind of been just like
Oh, yeah, everything. Yeah. What about you guys? How you feeling during it?
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. Oh, 100%. Man, I remember just, like, literally feeling like, what is going on? But if we can and so in that moment, I realized that there was all these emotional imbalances. And I feel like I've developed a skill set to see the good in all things, but life is balance. It is literally walking on a tightrope, right? You might be really good at going to the right by balancing, but if you haven't gotten really good at going to the left and then going back and then looking forward at your whatever it may be, you're gonna fall. So I had to actually then begin this process of feeling my emotions, right? And I'm developing a skill set, which it is a skill set. They didn't teach us this stuff as kids, to feel it on my own and to see if I can actually find solace and comfort with me. with me. Not by it, like I looked in intuitively, I was like, am I supposed to express this to somebody? I've done that in the past. That tool is there. It's not to do that, but I heard a no. It's like, no, Nikki, you need to sit with yourself and feel. Like literally, what are you upset about? Like, do you actually subscribe to a knowing that you have guardian angels, that you have spirit guides, that source is with you wherever you go? Great, talk to us. You know, as an intuitive, getting to work with so many amazing people from around the world, one of the most underutilized techniques that I see with all the people that I work with, and that includes all of you, which is calling on guardian angels, calling on spirit guides for assistance. You guys can do it in your breakdowns, right? You want to quantum leap, you want to address your emotional imbalances, I would say call on your spirit team for support. Now what tends to happen is they help, they're there. And the mind will go, oh my God, they helped. And then it'll go, was that a coincidence, right? That's all right. This is a muscle, this is a skill set to start to find gratitude, start to find appreciation. Now the second thing that I kind of want to talk about that's going to help you guys begin the process of quantum leaping in your life, okay? One of the biggest blocks that I see out there in the world, okay? This is going to be really big for you guys, is second guessing yourself, all right? If we go back to my original story of me literally going off a speed bump, I went off a speed bump because I was second guessing myself. I remember when I was skiing one time and I thought I'm going to go off one of those little box things. Y'all see them? I was snowboarding actually. I grew up skiing, then I started like snowboarding, and I was like, great, I'm gonna go. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yeah, the little box things. Where's this story going, y'all? Do you think I landed it? No. Why? I was second guessing myself. I have so many different stories where I second guess myself, and so I was conditional about what would happen. It's not even about what happens. I was unprepared. I was like, man, the amount of times I'd play basketball as a kid, I'd be wide open for a layup, second guess myself, and completely miss it. Right, so today's, yeah, okay. So that is one of the big blocks that holds people back, because ultimately, you know, life is about looking at the adversity, looking at the challenges, and running through that fucking brick wall. You guys were built for amazing things in this world, and if you are downplaying what you are built to do in this lifetime, you're going to experience challenges that feel unovercomable until you realize that they are overcomable, that you do have your essential needs to overcome them. Or constantly feel like I need more, I need more, I need more, I need more. Well, we create our reality. So if I'm going, I need more, I need more, I need more, I need more, and I start to rush, what are some of the things that I'm going to begin to attract more of in my life? Morgan, I haven't picked on you in a while. Running out of time. Yeah, feeling like you're like always late to things. Yeah, what else? My boy.
Opportunities to force you to slow down.
100%. That's a big one. I love that one, which is like you're about to attract really great opportunities and then they slip right under your hands. And it teaches you to you have no other choice but to realize the perfection in all things, right? This affects our finances. It actually slows us down. If we're trying to force feed a quantum leap into our lives, it can manifest in these really big challenges, like Nikki knocking his front tooth out, Nikki getting injured snowboarding, going off a little rail or whatever it was, right? And all these other things, because now our hand is forced. I remember when I was snowboarding with two of my friends, and one of my friends wouldn't wear a helmet, and we were like, dude, you need to wear a helmet. He's like, no, I'm not gonna wear a helmet, I'm all good, right? He didn't wear a helmet. The first, what do you call it, slope of the day, or yeah, slope, first run of the day. We're going off this jump, he goes first. We see him go in the air, and instead of seeing him come out on the other side, we don't. We're like, oh my God. We go down, right? We see him, he's laying there, he's like, oh dude, that hurt. He's like, yeah, I think I hit my head. Literally first run of the day. We go to like the lodge, we're chilling, he's doing better, and he kind of goes like this, he goes, have you guys seen my keys? And he's like looking, and then all of a sudden like he goes, oh, they're right here. And we're like, oh, cool. Don't think anything of it. 2 minutes later, he goes, have y'all seen my keys? Oh shit, they're right here. Have y'all seen my keys? We're like, fuck. He starts repeating himself, starts saying the same things over and over again. We take him to the hospital. He's got a concussion. And the good news is that the doctor said this happens all the time, that he'd be completely fine. It actually turned out to be kind of hilarious. The doctor said we can laugh because he was asking the same, like he'd be like, yo, do I have a girlfriend? Do I? And like we'd like write these things down for him when he would, should I tell this part of the story? I don't know if I should. It's not a big deal, but anyway, he had something close to a girlfriend, but it wasn't a girlfriend. But anyway, so like it was just interesting because like he was obviously in his life where he was second guessing himself. He was obviously rushing, right? And it was an opportunity for him to slow down. So for you guys today, I want you to think about that thing in your life, right? That pops up into your mind right now. You're trying to rush attracting money. You're trying to rush, increasing your levels of health. You're trying to rush having that perfect partner in your life. You're trying to rush it. But I want you to think about how much that actually puts you off your path, how much it actually slows down your progression. If you can begin to find an appreciation, like I went to the gym with Connor one time and he taught me this really beautiful lesson. Like when I'm in the gym, I'm going really fast, boom, 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 doing what I gotta do. And what's your experience like at the gym? Slow. Connor likes to go slow, take his time. And I legitimately remember thinking like, this is such a perfect lesson for me to slow down, right? Because if you're rushing your experience at the gym, troublemakers. If you're rushing your experience at the gym, you're never going to enjoy it, period. And if you think one day when I have my dream body, then I will enjoy it, that couldn't be further from the truth. But if you can learn to enjoy a challenge like the gym, and then you'll begin to learn how to enjoy, interactions with people that maybe one time you found a little bit boring. And then you'll begin to enjoy what's difficult, because we have a lot of entrepreneurs in here. There are things, practical steps that are essential to take that on the outside are not so fun, that are like, they can become fun, but that are challenging. And if you can begin to feel a joy for those type of things, this is how we begin the process of letting go of second guessing ourselves, starting to step into a higher level of confidence, appreciate who we are right now, and then life starts to, organize itself in accordance with who you are. Give the universe an ultimatum, okay? Create a standard in your life, hold that standard, hold it, say, this is who I am. This is what I appreciate. And there's gonna be things in your life that are gonna give you an opportunity. You're gonna be at a crossroads. Do I succumb to the pressures, or do I hold the line? You can think about relationships in your life, or maybe you left the person you knew you were supposed to leave, and then they call you with that sweet tone. The universe is giving you an opportunity right there. You're gonna hold the line, and we're gonna meet you where you are, or are you gonna succumb back to your old ways? Are you gonna know your value and hold the line? Whether it's like with money, okay? Maybe like you're making certain investments that cause you to like not be able to purchase something that you need to purchase. Hold the line. Know your value, right? Life is always gonna give you that opportunity to go back into your old ways, right? To move back into your old house. But if you can hold the line, you are giving source and universe no other choice but to meet you where you are. Literally, if we're using relationships for an example, going, source, I will stay single. If you want me on this path, I will stay single. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? And what you have to understand is that source, your spirit team, your guardian angels, they have a vested interest in your soul level success. You guys have to understand this. This is a two-way relationship between you and the all that is. This isn't one way. Source puts you on this planet to just experience a bunch of challenges and that's it. No, this is a co-creation, right? So let Source know, Source, you want me on this path? I am going to do all the things that I know to do intuitively, okay? I'm gonna let go of what no longer is serving me. I'm gonna lean into the fear. I'm gonna lean into the challenges. I'm gonna feel my emotions. I'm gonna feel gratitude. I'm gonna do all these million things. And I'm gonna hold the line. And the universe will have no other choice but to meet you where you are at. And that's what speeds up timelines, right? That is like the first step, I should say, of what speeds up timelines. There's a lot of other tools that can actually begin this process. And that's why intuition is so incredible. Because as an intuitive, I'm able to look at your energy and identify the specific block that's holding you back from really quantum leaping and then channeling the specific tools that'll actually allow you to speed up that process. And all of that is possible. But I would start with this. Emily, go for it.
Sorry.
No, you're totally good.
Like, well, you said that this group has a lot of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And obviously, that's true. Do you think that's because we are awakened to that and, like, we're able to create, we're more in line with our purpose, like, creating things because we're more awakened to, like, our purpose?
100%. When you know what you're built to do in this world, it's going to activate that entrepreneurial aspect of who you are. Like, hate to be the one to break the news to you. Maybe you know this, maybe you don't. But if you feel like you have a higher calling, you feel you're here to create something that this world has yet to see, you are going to have, it's just going to elicit entrepreneurial pursuits within you to create something, to know that you are stepping into a leadership position. Source is looking for ambassadors, right? And you have to think, like, if you have this spirit team and there's these ascended masters that have a vested interest in you, okay? Why you over someone else? Seriously, why you over someone else? So there's a bunch of people that go after their dreams and goals, and then there's a filter process. Some give up because the obstacles are hard on level 1. Then the obstacles are hard at level 2, that filters more out. Source is looking for reliability and endurance and perseverance and adaptability. And then you think you made it and there's gonna be more obstacles, and there's more, but now there's less and less people. The competition gets less and less and less. Not that there's actually competition, but you guys get what I'm saying here, right? So really, like, having success as an entrepreneur in quantum leaping, why you, right? Are you gonna show up when you're sick? Are you gonna show up when you're injured? I mean, the amount of times in a session where, or like a class that I'm hosting, and maybe I'm feeling a bit under the weather and I look at it intuitively, it's like, no, go teach this class, right? Go show them, yourself, the ascended master source, what you are made of, right? And you develop this tenacity, like, nothing is gonna stop me, right? You become that brick wall instead of having to frequently run through it, right? It creates a high level of strength. What most people will do is take the obstacles personal. We all do it, right? You're not alone here, but this is about purifying your relationship with the self and literally becoming a terror, looking for the obstacles. Where are you? I'm gonna eat you, right? And becoming the actual, like, warrior, and I'm gonna use this word intentionally, the killer that each of you are. We are all everything, and yes, each of you, you are a killer. You either activate that part of who you are and live a life of prosperity and goodness, or you put that part of you to the wayside, right? And you just push back your timelines. You guys can all live a life of prosperity. You guys can all live a life of goodness. And what comes with that is changing lives. Really, it's vice versa. You realize that you're valuable. You begin the process of changing lives, pursuing what you're built to create in this world. And the byproduct is the most amount of joy you could ever experience. The byproduct is that it begins to show externally, like Emily said about Ashna, right? Your hair becomes healthy, your skin begins to glow. All these amazing things that you guys could ever dream of, they all happen within aligning with the purity, the equanimity of who you really are, your purpose and your mission on this planet. And you guys, more than anybody, especially if you're here at Saturday service, right? Showing up here, taking the time out of your day to be here, there's a calling within you to activate those parts of who you really are. So, any questions before we get into groups? Okay, doing good? Okay, sweet. So we're gonna get into group work, and I want, we're gonna get into groups twice today, okay? And what we're gonna do is this. I want you to see what comes to your heart that you feel called to share with your partner, a challenge that you're experiencing, okay? You're gonna share that challenge, okay? Where maybe you feel like you're rushing in your life. Maybe you feel like not valuable. Maybe you feel like you need to put your hands in the air and let go of the thing that you think you want, whatever it may be. And your partner is gonna call on your guardian angels, your spirit guides, source, and higher self for the highest level of assistance, okay? You're gonna basically pray for your partner, but intentionally send this prayer to where? Where's four places? Yep. Yes, those four. So spirit guides, guardian angels, source, higher self, okay? Those four. You're gonna basically pray for your partner that they receive the highest sense of guidance, and then to them. To therefore, yes. Not to yours. Yeah, so if you're doing it with L, you're gonna pray to hers, right?
But wait, we're not channeling, right? We're just praying.
A little bit of both, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're gonna just basically, yeah, pray for their situation to work out, for assistance, right? Okay. Any questions about that? All right. So how you're gonna start this is you're gonna find your partner, introduce yourself, say something you like about your partner, pick who's gonna go first. When I say go, you're gonna share your challenge, and it's gonna be like 2 minutes each. Make sense? So meet your partner, say hi, say something you like about him, go. Yeah, it is. It's you know, sometimes we just need to. Sometimes we just need to realize the imbalance. Like we think we do, but what happens is it just kind of like rebounds in our own mind, right? And so we ruminate, we sit with it, it grows, it expands. It's kind of like a parasite in our house, and we don't ever really address it. It's just there like a cockroach in our house or in the wall, right? In the walls. We don't have, that was an accident. We don't address it, and they just, what happens, Connor?
You knock in the walls.
Yeah, exactly. It begins to grow, it begins to expand. So sometimes saying what we need to say, and then really just giving it. Like I give all my anger, I give all my resistance to source. It's like the greatest thing when I feel what I gotta feel. How you guys doing? How'd it go, Morgan? Amazing. It's good? Yeah, Emily, how'd it go? Ditto?
I didn't get it turned, but that's fine.
Gosh, no, we need some self-love here.
I know we should.
That's happened before.
Do it for her, all of us.
Okay, we'll do it after.
I feel like it's hard when there's 3 people to like,
Yeah.
give everyone.
Yeah,
But that's okay.
yeah.
I already know the answer to.
Well, you know your stuff? Okay. Yeah, I was working with somebody that was looking to take their business to the next level. Okay, they were looking to create 6-figure months is what they're looking for. Okay, now on the outside that may not seem like it was a big struggle for them because it's like, okay, what are you making if you're looking to get 6 figures? But they had all this resistance compounded that had grown, that had festered, that they felt like they'd reached their ceiling, and they were wondering what that block was. And sure enough, we looked in at their higher self, we pulled the intuitive information for them, but the first thing that I saw that was festering, that manifested based off of their imbalances, was feeling over-reliant on their masculinity, right? And if you think about a lot of these stories, it's like, I'm gonna just like force my way, which is, there's a place for it to like run through a brick wall and it's great. But without the energetic foundation, the feminine, inner feminine support, which we all have as a foundation, that's what creates the wobbliness. So they were like feeling over-reliant on their masculinity. It caused them to have exhaustion, feeling as if their business was completely reliant on them. Now what's really cool is that you can communicate with objects, okay? You can communicate with cars, you can communicate with someone's business. It all has a consciousness. Your car has a consciousness, it has poles, it has desires, and things of that nature. So we communicated with her business, and the business had all these asks. It had, hey, you can rely on me. You can actually create a better ecosystem so that you are not feeling overly dependent on your masculinity. And then through this process, she was able to connect deeper with her femininity. She was able to really, like we talk about, that free fall, right? Because she had so much safety. There's a safety net, her controlling everything and doing everything and all these other things. And then sure enough, months later, she got her first 6-figure month. And then she was able to get it consistently, right? And so for you guys, I want you to think about your own life where you feel overly reliant on a certain area of life that might have served you, because connecting with her masculinity, it served her for a certain amount of time, and it wasn't that she was meant to disregard it, but is that she was meant to actually go in and create a balance with both, right? So this is for you guys as well. When you're looking for that quantum leap, look at the emotional imbalance, see how you can give yourself more love, and see if things begin to open up. Now, we're gonna play a little game here, then we're gonna get into groups, and we'll go from there, okay? I'm gonna close my eyes, okay? And you guys are all gonna pick a number, okay? You can be 1, you can be 2, whatever. It's 1 through 9, right? I'm gonna close my eyes, and then I'm gonna intuitively pick 2 of those numbers to do a quick little mini read on, okay? So I'm gonna close my eyes, and y'all organize. So make sure that no one has the same number, okay? So just start, what you'll do is you'll, yeah. So just in your head, hold your number up. So let's say you're 9, and then let's say you do 9, then Milo does 9. You both have, one of you has to switch your number. or 3 of you do 9, but start off with just holding your number up and then switch it real quick and then make sure it's all organized. I'm gonna close my eyes, and then when you guys are done, tell me to open my eyes, but don't show me your number. Does that make sense? All right, go ahead. I heard that, Milo. I heard that. You guys ready?
Yeah.
I didn't see. I really didn't see. Who's 2 and who's 8? 2? Who's 8? You're 8?
I remember.
No, you were 8.
You were 8.
Now you're 8. Okay.
We all thought you were 8.
All right. Let's go you first. So we're going to look at, for you, what's your block? Or what do you want a little guidance on? Finances? All right. I'm going to look at one component of it, one aspect of your block that's coming through more than anything. Second guessing. So it's not even so much your intuitive ideas. When I'm looking at your intuitive ideas, that feels good. It's more so the delivery of the information. Like you feeling like you can deliver the information, articulate it in a way that is high frequency, digestible, and in accordance in the way that you would like them to process the information. So this has to do right now, an aspect of your block is coming from your feelings in regards to delivering the high frequency value that you're offering the world that would equal finances, right? It is like your ability to articulate it in a way that feels controlled, in a way that feels nuanced, in a way that feels new, unique to you, and really in a way that your higher self would like you to communicate. So there are there's definitely financial breakthrough on the horizon for you. It's just about, you get the right tools and you're off to the races. But did that help? That's where the block starts. So starting to think about okay, because everything starts with a belief, right? We don't believe that we can actually communicate things in a way that we would like. I remember the first time I saw myself on camera, not that you're in that place, but just for my own example, I thought I would be able to articulate, communicate, intuitive information in a way that was like, people would be like, whoa. And I attempted to, and I felt like I couldn't really, I didn't have any words. I didn't know how to communicate in front of a camera. That's not saying it's your exact situation, but makes sense? That would be the first step. Yeah, your ability to deliver, communicate, articulate high frequency. For those that don't know what sneezing is, that is confirmation of the truth. Yes, that would be the first step. Okay.
What would the end goal be for
Well, this ultimately would lead to more finances for you. Yeah. So this was the first block that's holding you back, and creating more prosperity, more abundance. That's sort of uncovering the first aspect of it. And you get the right tools, you're off to the races, but start with this. Cool? You.
Ready?
Way to be too, yeah.
So,
So I was like, where do I begin? Let me just, so when I was 3,
so this is what I need.
Come here, baby.
It's like feeling overly reliant on trying to control everything.
Yeah.
With family. So like
Ooh.
kids, husband, our whole family dynamic. That's it.
So, okay, right now, your block has to do with, so a lot of the times when we're feeling like we need to control a scenario, it's because we feel out of control in a different area of our life, right? So I want to look at that right now. So for you right now, that actually has to do with your finances, but your individual finances, your finances that you're looking to attract in regards to your soul path, your soul pole, and a belief in the specific thing is knowing that you on your own, literally without a team, can actually attract, that's impressive, can actually attract financial abundance. Like we talked about that one person that I worked with that was looking for those 6-figure months, like that you can actually do that, like easily and effortlessly. That's sort of like,
So much sense. This makes so much sense.
yeah, it's where the nugget of your block resides.
Okay.
Yeah,
Word.
yeah, word. Okay, we're gonna get in groups one more time and then we're gonna go. And these are called gratitude groups, okay? Does anyone need to leave the second? No, okay. We're gonna do gratitude groups, okay? You're gonna share something with your partner that you're grateful for. Could be sweet little angel, right? Could be a color, could be a tree, could be Saturday service.
Yeah.
And then your partner is gonna do what, Elle?
Ask you why.
Yes. You're gonna ask a bunch of questions as to why, okay? Bunch of questions as to why. It doesn't, like, if I say I like the tree, what would you say?
Why do you like
I love the trees because I love like the dynamic between humans and trees and how they serve us, we serve them. I love how intelligent they are. What would you say?
why do you love how intelligent?
Yeah, exactly. So you could say why, you can ask any question that you want. It's gonna be 2 minutes each, and we're actually gonna leave from there. Okay, that is gonna be the end of Saturday service. Now, last words before I go. This Wednesday, we have a Creating Clarity webinar. I've seen y'all in there, right? Completely free, right? So for those that are looking to take things a step further, they like to explore more of this information and ask more questions, meet more people. It's a really great resource. We have Saturday service podcasts. So we record these. You guys can listen back to them. We have another podcast called Source Clarity, okay? Whole other podcast. We have a Telegram group. Who can I send to? If you want to be in that Telegram group, can they go to you, Elle?
No, because I don't have a link.
Can they go to you, Morgan? God damn it. All right, come up to me if you want.
Every time we've talked about
Usually they go to Steph, but Steph's not here right now. If you want to be part of that Telegram group, okay? All that it is, I basically send once or twice a week what the topic's going to be in that group. Emily's a real one. I usually get likes from her in there, so you are. And then I always like think back to something I didn't mention. Then we should be back next week. So our goal here at Saturday Service, this is more of a recent download. I've been connecting with Source and asking Source, what's the thing that's really going to move the needle forward in changing the most amount of lives? And I keep hearing Saturday Service, more attention, Saturday Service. So for those that feel a call to bring people, we are looking now, okay? This past year has really been about like laying a foundation, laying the groundwork. Now we're looking to expand, we're looking to grow, we're looking to change more lives. Each of you are here on this planet to change lives, and if you feel called to change a life outside of your own, and you feel pulled to bring people, again, Emily's great with this, so feel free. You can let them know that there's an opportunity for a free mini read, because we tend to do that with new people. And I wouldn't, have it be something that is all forceful. You just say there's this fun thing that you might like. Play hard to get if you need to be, but that is something that we're putting out there. And then for those that are looking to speed things up, take things a step further, we have all the resources for that. So reach out to us. So let's get into groups again for gratitude groups. Any questions with all those announcements? I think I covered all my bases.